Hello everyone, I'm Steve Savant, syndicated financial columnist and money color commentator. On today's show, purchasing blocks of retirement income, part 5 in our series on annuity retirement strategies. Okay, welcome to the 5th segment where we're talking about purchasing blocks of income. And I mean blocks of income. I might purchase a block of lifetime income. I might be purchasing blocks of 30-year deferral and then taking income, 20 years of saving and then taking income. I can buy that in advance with deferred income annuities. A little different than the traditional single premium immediate annuities, which is I'll use that if I need money in the first 13 months. But if I don't, I need to start looking at deferred income annuities. I could actually buy blocks of income, purchase guaranteed blocks of income. Some people, instead of buying the cost of living rider on an annuity, will actually buy blocks of income. So every year, so the first 10 years, let's say they're getting income from their single premium immediate annuity. They took a constructive receipt within 13 months. After that, they have another block 5 years from now, which they'll turn on, and that will add a layer of income. Then in another 5 years, they'll buy another block of income. This is all going out forever or 30 years. I like the forever part, the guarantee. I have blocks of income turning on every 5-year period, increments. And I want to be able to do that because I'm getting a bump in my income. And if I don't like the market, if I think it's just too high and I'm so close to retirement or I'm in retirement, buying blocks of guaranteed income is the way to go. I like the check coming in the mail. I don't want to hassle the market drops. I don't want to see a correction. I don't even want to know what a bear market is. I just want to be able to look at this in retirement and purchase blocks of income. When I purchase blocks of income, remember, I want to be able to do this because I'm looking at inflation. So I'm not going to buy a COLA or a cost of living rider with deferred income annuities. I'd rather buy blocks of income that I keep turning on every 5 years, 7 years, depending upon what your need is. I want to be able to turn them on when I need them. So I always know an increase is coming to catch my inflation or my cost of living. Because remember, the power of your purchasing dollar in retirement is huge. And until they actually start marking inflation rates to true costs like gasoline, groceries, insurance that we have to pay for our homes, our auto, until they start matching up the things where I know that my gas costs are, all these things that we spend on a regular day, I need to know how to combat those increases in food prices and so forth by using either a COLA, but in my view, or using a deferred income annuity and buying blocks of income. So if you're thinking, Steve, I like this idea. It's already guaranteed. I know what I'm getting myself into. And every single 5-year period, I'm giving myself a raise. So I'm getting automatic increases in 5-year periods. Some people are really what I would call detailed and specific. You could do this. One turns on every year if you wanted to. You could actually do that. It's kind of sophisticated laddering, as we call it, but you could do it. Now I want to show you something here because I alluded to this the very first 3 segments. I kept saying, hey, there could be a way to play with a deferred income annuity for your required minimum distributions. Now we all know that if I have qualified plans under ERISA, whether it's defined benefit or it's defined contribution, whether it's an IRA or a 401(b), I'm going to have to pay taxes on that. Now, when I get this money in the qualified plan at 70.5, I must take a constructive receipt of whatever the actuarial calculation is that the IRS sends out based on your total qualified plan monies and how long they think they're going to live. And remember, this is going to change well before I'm going to get there again. So it's already changed once. It's now going to change. I think it's going to change the next 3 to 5 years. So that number is always going out. But here's the thing. What if you don't really need your qualified money? All of a sudden, the IRS says you need to take required minimum distributions at age 70.5. So basically, they're putting a gun to your head saying you have to take it whether you need it or not. But now, 4 years ago, the service came with a great idea, and I can't believe this came from them. They actually said you can buy what's called a Qualified Longevity Annuity Contract, QLAC. People call it QLACs in our industry. And they only use deferred income annuities. No other funding vehicle can be used. And the service says that you can send forward into the future up to $125,000 or 25%, whichever is greater. So if I have 25% of my qualified plan, as long as it doesn't exceed $125,000, I can do that for myself. And if I'm married, my wife can do the same. Oh, I don't need mine either. I'm going to send 25% into the future, not to exceed $125,000. So In theory, a married couple could send forward into the future all the way out to age 85. They could actually send it out all the way out to age 85, $250,000. That would reduce their RMDs. It would reduce their taxation on RMDs. It would reduce the provisional income test for Social Security, because all qualified plans flow over to the provisional income test and could cause your Social Security benefits to be taxed. So you're reducing your RMDs, reducing your ordinary income tax, and maybe even reducing from tier 2 to tier 1, or maybe tier 1 to tier none on Social Security. So it's very important to look at this if you don't need the money. And remember, you don't have to send it all the way out to 85. You do, that's the longest you can hold it. But that 15-year spread, you could maybe do what I've said before. I'm going to take some laddering here. So I might go, said I have my money that I have to take out at 70. I might put my new QLAC, or qualified longevity annuity contract. I'll put part of it in age 75 to come online, turn it on another block of it, come on age 80, coming another block of money at age 85. That deferral saved me taxable money. Money I didn't really need to have anyways. I want to save taxes on my ordinary income tax on my qualified plan. I want to save taxes on my Social Security. It frees up money now by deferring, only if you can go ahead and defer it. Again, remember, you have to make sure, is this something I can do and I really don't need the income? So when I'm looking at longevity annuity contracts, before I purchase any of them, every day just before I have to purchase it, you can go out to some serious, there's like immediateannuity.com, I think there's Canex.com. These companies look only in single premium immediate annuities, and they look at deferred income annuities. We're talking about deferred income annuities, which is the only one that works for QLAC, qualified longevity annuity contracts. Before I purchase my block, I'm going to look out to see all the players. Now, just a heads up, the difference between the #1 player and the number 20 player, honestly, I know this sounds crazy, could be 15–20% spread in different payout. You need to shop this payout. Don't take whatever the actual salesman says. Look out onto the web. Do your due diligence. This is your money, your income, and it's guaranteed for life, so you better look at it. I want to always look at the best rate before I buy another block. What's the best rate today? What's the company ratings? What's the company's financials? Because remember, the guaranteed income is only as good as their guaranteed contract, and the guaranteed contract is only as good as the financial stability and their claims paying ability. So it's very good to look at ratings. I want to look at the 4-page balance sheet and summary. My tax attorney or my CPA or my enrolled agent or my accountant may be able to help me walk through that. It's a little heady sometimes. I want to be able to do that because now I'm moving money into the future. And by the way, if we're going to live longer, we're talking about long-term care needs, elder care needs. We're going to need probably more money in the later years. So if I don't need it now at age 70 and a half, why should I pay the tax on money I don't need? So I'm going to push it off into the future when I really need it. I predict that we're going to be moving from the 80s, which is the traditional time of death and for many Americans, and we're going to be moving into the 90s. So our long-term care needs, our elder care needs are going to be pushed off way into the future, late 80s, early 90s. If you don't need your money and you have qualified monies and you want to send it into the future, this could be a great tactical play for you. Make sure you have liquidity, make sure you have enough income to match up to your essentials spending as well as your discretionary spending, and you'll be able to go ahead and use this. And it's a powerful tool, believe me. I want to always look at deferring taxes. Remember, that's the name of the game here, tax management. Using QLACs is one of the greatest strategic tax management issues, especially for a little bit upper middle class to affluent Americans who are in retirement. This is a way to manage your taxes and pay less when you're sitting in retirement. You've looked at all these ideas for annuity resources. This is just another one to add to your quiver so that you could actually paste together or quilt together a really good plan that integrates with each other on taxes, integrates with each other on your risk tolerance or whatever securities or annuities you're buying. It'll all integrate because of your time horizon. You've already calculated what you need to use in your retirement to make your retirement really enjoyable. Remember, what we're doing now to save for retirement is going to really set the tone on our lifestyle. And I hope to be able to push some forward into my future to really take care of me in my old age when I really need the help. I'm doing a little PR now for visiting angels. Maybe they'll come into my house and I'll have the money to pay for it. So I just want to use all these ideas, and QLAC is an excellent idea to move money forward, especially if I don't need it in retirement. I want to thank you for watching our series on annuity retirement strategies. And keep in mind, before moving forward with any of the ideas on the show, always check with your tax consultant, legal counsel, or your financial advisor. You've been watching Steve Savant's Money, the name of the game.